Now that star Venezuelan striker Josef Martinez will no longer play for Atlanta United in the 2023 Major League Soccer season. Atlanta United hopes to add Enzo Copetti of Racing Club as a possible replacement for Martinez. Welcome to your favorite online soccer show, Atlanta News Weekly Report. We will again review the trendiest and most talked about soccer stories in Atlanta, Georgia, and nearby areas for the past week. On Wednesday, we learned that the transfer season has already begun, even though the MLS Cup hasn't been given out yet. Atlanta United is looking for a striker this winter after reports suggested they were prepared to let club legend Josef Martinez go. The first name to emerge from the rumors as a potential replacement has graduated. Enzo Copetti of Racing Club has received transfer offers from Atlanta United and Charlotte FC, according to Tike Sports in Argentina. With 11 goals this season in the Primera Division, the 26-year-old frontman led his team in scoring for his team. In 25 games, he contributed 15 goals in total, shocking Racing with a second-place finish just 2 points behind River Plate. According to the article, the forward contract contains a $10 million release clause, and Racing would require that amount for any transfer. It's wise to treat any rumor at this early stage with skepticism. Copetti has become a frequent threat this season, but he isn't exactly the type of player that screams, "Invest $10 million and put him on DP." However, his background fits what Atlanta United has sought in recruits since the club was founded. So, if nothing else, it seems like a name to speak about. On Thursday, a piece of good news as Miguel Almiron, an attacking midfielder for Newcastle United, has been one of the Premier League's top performers thus far in the 2022-23 campaign. He has since emerged as one of the key players in Newcastle's shrewd rebuild under manager Eddie Howe, which has seen them sit in the top 4 after 13 games played, from a position where his quality, if not his work rate, was being questioned. The Paraguayan, along with Leandro Trossard of Brighton and Hove Albion, is the highest-scoring winger in the English top division this season, with only 4 players scoring more goals. Although there are similarities between Almiron and the Belgian star, and both have recently been among the league's most impressive players, it initially appeared as though Almiron would never live up to the potential he displayed with Atlanta United in Major League Soccer. Almiron's transfer from Atlanta to Newcastle was to demonstrate that players from South America could use MLS as a stepping stone to the top European divisions. However, in some circles, there was a view that he wasn't a successful acquisition for Newcastle, which threw doubt on the ability of players to make such an advancement. Almiron initially displayed encouraging signs after relocating to Northeast England in January 2019 under Newcastle's then-manager, Rafa Benitez. Almiron had been trained by Gerardo Martino in Atlanta. Almiron played only 10 games under Benitez, who left the team at the end of that season and was replaced by Steve Bruce. Almiron's subsequent performance slump and stagnation in his development occurred at this time. He continued to put in the same amount of effort and always gave 100% to the team, but despite scoring the club's first goal under Bruce, his effectiveness and output declined. Whatever the cause, Almiron appears to be the Atlanta United player that might have had the talent to dominate the European leagues once more. Now, that potential is being realized. In a squad that is proactive and frequently centered on possession, where the play is made rather than reacted to, his high work rate is now paired with exciting play. He has 6 goals in his previous 7 games and 7 in 13 Premier League appearances so far in the 2022-23 season, making him perhaps in the most excellent form of his career. Howe reiterated earlier in the month that Almiron has always been among the team's best players, but he is now beginning to demonstrate this with goals and receiving praise. On Friday, we learned that Atlanta United's young Argentine midfielder Thiago Almada is the top playmaker for the team in the 2022 Major League Soccer season. Almada made 12 assists for the team this year, aside from providing some scoring. With his huge performance this year, Almada has recently declared the 2022 MLS Newcomer of the Year. Almada, a designated player who joined the team in February, The most significant new MLS player with past professional experience is honored with this award. Almada prevailed over fellow finalists Jorge Petrovi of the New England Revolution and Juan Cucho Hernandez of the Columbus Crew. A player for Atlanta United has received the honor twice. During the club's maiden season, international from Paraguay Miguel Almiron won the MLS Newcomer of the Year award in 2017. This is Almada's inaugural year-end honor. During the season, the 21-year-old Argentine received acclaim from MLS for his superb footwork and shot-creating capabilities. He received 5 MLS Team of the Week honors in 2022, including back-to-back selections on September 12 and 15. In weeks 25 and 30, he also won the award twice. Almada's incredible 2022 season is reflected in his season statistics. His 4 games with at least a goal and an assist were matched most in a single season in club history. On Monday, we start the week on a sad note as the dream of defending United Premier Soccer League, UPSL, Georgia Division Summer Regional Cup champion Atlanta Rovers FC for a back-to-back win has ended in heartbreak. Rovers FC suffered a heartbreaking 1-2 defeat against LGSA at the Silverbacks Field 2 on November 5. Modinho Delane provided the lone goal for Rovers FC in their defeat. Last October 5, Rovers FC notched its 5th win in 8 games after dismantling Georgia FC 4-0 at the Silverbacks Park Stadium. The winning goals for Rovers FC were provided by Jair Lopez, Sebastian Lopez, Alejandro Rodriguez, and Nazrio Mbomio. The win is huge for Rovers FC since the team suffered a 0-3 defeat at the hands of Club the Strongest Atlanta last October 22 at the Silverbacks Park Stadium, Atlanta. The last time Rovers FC won was on October 9 at 3 p.m. at the Southern Crescent Stadium, Riverdale, when they beat Vinotinto ATL 2-1. The win is the 4th for Rovers FC in the UPSL Premier Division fall season. Last August 14th, at around 7 in the evening, the home team, Atlanta Rovers FC, beat the visiting Kalonji Pro Profile 3-1 to win the coveted 2022 UPSL Georgia Summer Regional Cup at the South Gwinnett Park Stadium. The 3 winning goals of Atlanta Rovers FC were provided by Chris Duran, Alejandro Rodriguez, and Luke Sexton. Atlanta Rovers FC coach A.B. Alui is very happy with the first UPSL crown of the team. In the previous meetings between the two soccer clubs, Kalonji always had the advantage. Still, this time, Rovers FC has something up its sleeves that gives them a winning edge against their favorite opponent, who was represented by their U23 team. Rovers FC got the championship slot after beating C's Jamaica All-Stars 2-1 in their semi-final duel at the South Gwinnett Park Stadium at 8 in the evening last July 30th. On Tuesday, we learned that Christian Pulisic had trouble adjusting to the Premier League, but Gareth Southgate told ESPN that he still sees him as a threat when England takes on the United States on November 25 at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Since joining Chelsea for £58 million from Borussia Dortmund in 2019, Pulisic has had a mixed record, scoring 26 goals in 131 games. Under former head coach Thomas Tuchel, the 24-year-old won the Champions League in 2021. Due to ongoing injury issues, more than half of his outings for Chelsea have been as substitute. Southgate stated in an exclusive interview with ESPN, "Since we had Jadon Sancho there at the time, I watched Pulisic at Dortmund quite a bit. After moving to Chelsea, I believe transitioning from the Bundesliga to the Premier League isn't easy. When you play Bayern Munich or Red Bull, Leipzig, the level of the biggest games is comparable, but as you move down the league, there is a significant difference in spending power between the bottom half of the Premier League, where they can essentially sign players from some of the biggest clubs in Europe, and the bottom half of the majority of other leagues in Europe, where that depth is lacking." In February, Pulisic admitted to placing too much pressure on himself to rescue the USMNT. According to Southgate, the Captain America moniker Pulisic bears is subject to a comparable amount of scrutiny to that which leading several England stars underwent during his 57 appearances as a player and 76 matches as manager of his nation. In terms of, we had other outstanding players who you could argue were more influential for the team than some of those guys, but their world was different. I've been fortunate that I lived that life in an England camp with Paul Gascoigne at the start, with David Beckham, and with probably Wayne Rooney, Southgate said. This week's soccer stories are just mind-boggling and unforgettable. Thank you so much for watching our episode this week. Always make it a habit to watch our show on YouTube and other social media channels. Aside from our show, make it a habit to visit our website https://atlantazocicer.news for the latest and hottest soccer news in Atlanta and its surrounding areas. If you love our show, make it a point to like, comment, and share this with your family and friends. COVID-19 remains a threat, so don't forget to get vaccinated. Always keep yourself safe, guys. Goodbye for now.